Hey guys, so I know I've been away for a couple of weeks. So in this video, I'll be sharing two main things that I've been up to. Number one, moving countries, and number two, starting a new job. I'll be sharing, exactly the process that I took to start a new job in terms of job search, job application, and I'll also be sharing tips and tricks along the way that you can learn from. So let's go. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a subscriber, yay, thumbs up. Thank you for staying with me and joining me on this learning journey. And if you're a new subscriber or you're new here, hi, my name is Ogaga Johnson and I help aspiring and established professionals to start and advance successful careers in project management. And on this channel, I share everything about a career in project management, including launching your career and growing your successful career in project management. So if you're interested in project management and learning about it or in advancing a career in the field, then click on the subscribe button and let's learn together. So in terms of moving countries, and my family went on a sabbatical, and it was just really good and refreshing to spend time with our extended family and travel the world. We traveled to 12 different countries and we're so excited about it because it opened our minds to just new cultures, new perspectives, and we met so many people and ate amazing food along the way. So we're back to Canada and we're enjoying every moment of it. And then number two, starting a new job. So when we got back to Canada, right, I was thinking, okay, yes, obviously I'll go back into the workforce because I love my career as a project management professional and I want to continue in that line and continue to advance and grow my career. But first, I decided that, one thing I need to do was to understand what kind of role, what kind of job do I want? I want a career definitely that I can leverage my project management expertise. I want a career, just looking at my background in the last 3 to 4 years, I've been in the blue economy and the green economy. That is like, sustainable use of environment, whether it's in the ocean, in the land, in the air, or the natural resources. So I wanted a career where I could continue within that field and that industry to make impact. Also, relation to my business, I do a lot of workforce development trainings. I wanted to be able to, incorporate that a bit, in one way or the other. I wasn't too clear on that, but I wanted to incorporate that into my role, like have an opportunity to train people, to help people land jobs, have an opportunity to just impact people's careers, and help them develop within the role that I was going to get. And last but not the least, I wanted an opportunity to impact people that looked like me, so underrepresented groups. Now, I know that that's a lot of things, but at least those were the 4 main components that I would love to be reflected in my new role in any, capacity or in any dimension, but just those opportunities. So I had that clear. So I would say the first tip and trick in terms of landing a new role that you actually love is to understand what you want in your job. What do you want? What's your ideal job? Okay, that's the first thing. So another thing I really wanted was I wanted to make an impact locally, like within my province, my environment. I wanted to impact those around me first, So I was looking for a job locally. So what I did next was to look for recruitment companies within the province because they'll most likely have more jobs from organizations and companies, associations that were in the province. So I followed them on LinkedIn, signed up to their, job boards, and so I can get informed and aware of what was going on. So that was the second step. So the second tip and trick, follow recruitment companies, look out for job boards or career boards within the sector or the industry or the locality that you want to land your next job in. Okay, good. And then when I did that, I immediately saw a role. And everything about that role spoke to what I was, looking for in terms of what I wanted in a job. Remember what I said earlier on? It was in the green economy, combined both the blue and the green economy. It was a role where I'll be working on workforce development initiatives, creating them, and actually leading and ensuring that, those initiatives come to pass and influence and impact the province, specifically for the province. And guess what? It ensures that there's diversity within the workforce. So I was going to be doing, that's the job role. I was going to be doing lots of workforce development initiatives, and with a target to ensure that the underrepresented groups are not left out. What? And obviously, it's delivering workforce initiatives, that's project. I was so excited about the role. I felt like that was God, to be honest. God just literally carved, and it's a new role, so it's not a role someone was in before and they need someone to fill it. It was a perfectly new role that was just designed, and I really felt, like God actually created that role just for me. I was so excited. So I went ahead, but at that point in time, I had not yet updated my CV and made it to reflect the things that I wanted. But I knew, but the timeline for the job expiry was coming, like in the next 2 or 3 days. So I quickly looked at the job description, and I just aligned to my CV to ensure that those key things that I wanted, which was actually what the job wanted, I put them the first half of my resume to highlight those things, so that even if someone just scans through for like 6 seconds or 2 seconds, what will pop up will be, for example, my master's in sustainable energy systems, obviously sustainable economy, sustainable energy systems. That will pop up. It will pop up some of my work that I've done, as the director of programs and professional development within Project Management Institute of my province, right? So that already will just show that, hey, she's done professional development. I talked about, one of the key achievements I had, which is to pioneer the mentorship program and how it's ongoing even after I've left. Plus. So I just highlighted so many things, and I ensured that the key things that will make me stand out as an ideal candidate were the things that were on top, and I just sent it off, literally. So one thing I want to tell you, another tip and trick, is you need to tailor your resume to the job. You can't just send your master or blank resume for all the jobs you're applying to. No, you need to see, what is this job looking for? Where does my skill sets or experience or work align with what you're looking for? And based on that, those things that I've noticed, those things that I've highlighted that align with both my skill sets, what I have, and what the job has, I will then put it as one of the top things on my resume, so that they jump out to whoever is reading through it, so that they can actually want to know more about me and even invite me for an interview. So those are key things you should do when applying for jobs in terms of your resume. So I did that. Now, the next thing I did was to call the recruiter. So I noticed a number and a name on the job saying, I think, when, this diversity inclusion statement that also said if you need accessibility and accommodation, reach out to this number and email. So I said, okay, let me call. And because, I was looking for something locally within my local community, that's already something that we had similarity in. We're in the same province. So I could leverage on that to build relationships, okay? So building relationships with the recruiter for the current role is highly necessary. If possible, do it, okay? That's another tip and trick there. So I called up this recruiter, and she was so nice, so friendly, and she was like, okay, yeah, oh my goodness, all that you have said aligns with the role, send it through, we'll screen it, obviously, and just look out for it. So that was it. I sent it, and in few weeks, I was called for an interview with the, hiring manager and his team. So it was so good, I prepared the interview, I prepared for the interview. I looked up the organization. I, just got some more information regarding the role, what the role would be about by research. Information is all online on the internet. And based on my research and the fact that I understood what the role was, well, somehow to an extent, via the job description, what I did was now to find out, what didn't I know? What was missing? What was the information that was lacking, just to tie up the role for me, myself, to understand if this is actually a role that will really fit the kind of ideal job that I'd already carved out for myself earlier on. So here's a tip and trick. Approach interviews as, you as well, you're trying to find out if this is the right job, this is the ideal job for you. Don't approach an interview afraid. There's no need to be afraid. The people from the hiring side, you're coming to see if you're the best fit for the role. You as well, the interviewee, you're coming to see if the role, matches your ideal job as well, okay? So approach it with that mindset. It will reduce any nervousness or anxiety you may have, and to help you, just come as someone who is really interested in the role, and not just eager for the role because I'll be eager for any other role, but this particular role, I'm excited about it. I want to learn more about it, and to give you good questions to ask at the end. Okay, and the second tip and trick when it comes to interviews is do your research. Know about the company, know what this role is going to come and do, at least to a good extent, even if it's not to the best extent, but to a good extent. And also, based on that, any information you don't have that you'd like to have, those are the questions you will ask, okay? So that's exactly what I did, and they loved me. They loved the interview. They called me for a second interview, and it was good. Second interview was good. Was the same, just getting to see where they work, and just asking more questions to get more answers. And guess what? They loved me. They offered me the role. So I started a new role, and it's amazing. Another thing I want to say is when you get the offer, look through it and see if it aligns with industry standards. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. So when I got my offer, I looked through it, I sent out some questions, the parts that I wanted to negotiate, I negotiated on them to align with what I felt was industry and what I felt, was at least okay in terms of my skill sets and all, and the role that I will be delivering on. So look through, ensure you look through your offer. And salary is not the only thing to negotiate. There are other things like holidays, there are other things like professional development that you can negotiate as well. But don't leave money on the table. Okay, so I've started my new role, and I'm loving my new role as Director of Workforce Development at EcoNext. Okay, so that's what I've been up to, and I hope that the tips and tricks that I shared, related to how to land a new role, so in terms of job search, job application, interviews, networking, have been beneficial. If you have any comments, feel free to leave it in the comment section. I will be sure to respond. And if you have enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, I have so many other videos on project management, so feel free to watch any other video, and I will see you shortly.